An EFF member by the name of Cameron Peters has come out to say some damning allegations. Hello and welcome. This is The Coffee with Jay. Now, Cameron is saying that he had a secret affair with a top leader of the EFF who has just recently moved to the MK party. Now, who are we supposed to think it is except for Floyd Shivambu? Now, I have to say that I absolutely do not understand why Cameron has only chosen to come out now with these allegations to say that he had this affair. It really seems too much of a coincidence. Anyway, Cameron went on a rant on his Twitter account, and it was really shocking, especially because this is Floyd we're talking about. Anyway, he said, "The truth, since I am now finally able to speak freely, this is the truth about how that man played me like a fiddle. Disclaimer, I am not a victim in any way or form. I am simply sharing my truth about the former EFF member who I'm glad is gone. For legal purposes, I also won't mention names, and if you're able to deduce who I'm talking about, that's on you." Well, we do know who you're talking about. "Anybody who wants to call me a liar or anything else, go do that at your mother's house." Oh, wow, Cameroon. "So I first met him 5 years ago when I was just a member of the EFF Students Command. I was about 19 at the time and he was 36 or 37. Anyway, okay. Now we do know that Floyd is in his early 40s and, well, okay. Since I was in a relationship at the time, I was not interested and honestly had just voted for the very first time in my life, so career options didn't bother me. It was hi, how are you, goodbye about 3 years ago. I was in the Free State for an EFF event, and on my first night there, I went to the nightclub where I once again met the person whom he's talking about, who is now a member of the MK party. We're all in the VIP section, but he had his own little cocoon. He doesn't like to be bothered by ground forces, and he's not cheap. He loves luxury items and 5-star everything. Asked me to introduce my female friend to him, but she wasn't interested. I told him that. That's when he made a move on me. I was in a relationship, but I honestly didn't care because so was he, and at the time I was impressed by money and material nonsense. His girlfriend at the time never came anywhere with him. One thing led to another and we slept together. By the way, the organization provides accommodation for senior leaders, but he said it's not good enough for him. Neither was my hotel. After we did what we did, my friend and comrade asked me to go out the night. I lied and said I'm busy. Meanwhile, I was with him. I left his hotel room at about 3 a.m. That's when I realized I have feelings for this man. 6 a.m. I took an Uber to wake him up because he was completely hungover, but still had to do a walkthrough of the event venue, and his PA had been calling me because nobody could reach him, at which point I saw used condoms in the room, so I left annoyed, but I woke him up. That evening, after all the camaraderie, he once again invited me over. Last thing I remember is waking up disoriented and dazed as if somebody had knocked me out or poisoned me. I handed the hotel room key to the staff at reception, which pissed him off. He was very paranoid about his safety. Off topic, his smile is literally like an outfit for a high-end dentist, but I was still highly disturbed by waking up completely blacked out. The nightmare started again last year in Joburg. I realized that this man was taking advantage of me when he started promising me positions and money, but I didn't stop caring about him. I was very stupid. He insisted that I remain his biggest secret. That didn't sit right with me because we're not in science class and I'm no experiment. I got engaged earlier this year, an engagement which unfortunately ended in tears after my partner found texts between myself and that former high-ranking member. In hindsight, that man took advantage of me and used his power and influence to get what he wanted, like he's done with plenty of other women and men. I felt obliged to give in to advances because he was also my superior officer. I definitely had Stockholm syndrome because who the fuck still keeps in touch with somebody they woke up disoriented and dazed next to? I was a fool, but that man is very manipulative. P.S. If you see that man at a club or anywhere else, run. I wouldn't wish this nightmare on anybody else. For sure, this has shocked many of us, even though Cameron says he won't name who he's speaking about because of legal reasons. Who are we supposed to think he's talking about except for Floyd? Because who has recently moved to the MK party? And of course, he didn't mention anything about the man being married, and we all know Floyd is not, and the years sort of align. So are we supposed to think that Floyd is bi? And if he is, then so what? Cameron seems like someone who's cloud chasing at this moment, because this is really really an opportune time for you, Cameron, to come out with this. And if you had an affair with him, so what? What are we supposed to do with that information? It is Floyd's life. He can do whatever he wants. He's not married, and well, we know that he broke up because she has moved overseas. Anyway, other EFF members said Cameron is a pathological liar who dated somebody else in the party and not Floyd. This is true. We'd like to see how Floyd responds to this. Anyway, this is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please kindly do press your notification bells, your like button, and I'll catch you guys on my next upload.